Hi, it's Paul from Productize with Paul. Thank you for joining me. Today I want to talk about how to carry out some competitor analysis in terms of traffic generation. How are your competitors who are at the top of their game generating traffic to their website? So, how much traffic are they getting? How much of that traffic is coming from paid advertising? How much of that traffic is coming from natural search? How much is coming from social activities such as Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn? What keywords are they purchasing and how much are they buying them for? How much traffic is being generated by those keywords, and what are the landing pages that they are sending their traffic to? So all of this information is very powerful because it's something which you can take a look at, analyze, and then model. So we're going to be finding this information out by researching 3 excellent sites which between them will give you all of the information that you need. So let's dive in and take a look. Okay, so the first thing that we want to do is to find a site to model. So what site should you model? Well, you should model a site that has a high page rank. In other words, one that has a lot of site visitors. And the best resource that I found for finding top ranked sites is on a site called similarweb.com. So the first thing to do is to go to top sites. Once you're in, you can show all categories. What we're going to do actually in this particular example is we're going to look for a site to model within the weight loss niche because it's a very popular niche, and I happen to know that the category is beauty and fitness, weight loss. So this now shows you the top sites within that category. Not surprisingly, you have Weight Watchers at the top. You then have fatlossfactor.com below, which is I believe is a ClickBank product. Again, Weight Watchers in a different country. My Diet, Weight Watchers. And down here we have number 9, we have Beyond Diet, which is a great little site run by a couple with the help of a guy who knows his marketing. So this would be a really good one to take a look at. So let's just click on that and it will immediately give us some information, some useful data. So straight away you can see that this particular site has 1.6 million visits every month. This was in the month of February 2014. Just a few other little stats. It's nice to know. You can see the time on the site, average 1 minute and 19 seconds. Page views is 1.9, almost 2 pages. So everybody who visits the site takes a look at 2 pages before leaving. And bounce rate is 57%. And the bounce rate is the amount of people who visit the site and then leave after only seeing 1 page. If we go down, you can see that there's spikes in traffic. So this is interesting. You can see that there's a spike in January or December rather. Not surprising, that's when people want to lose weight as part of their New Year's resolution. And you'll also no doubt see that in June, July, there's another spike whereby people want to lose weight so they can slip into their swimwear a little bit easier. Down here, you can see the traffic sources. Okay, things are starting to get interesting now. Now, obviously, every site is different dependent upon their marketing strategy. But here you can see that 13.7% of the traffic is direct traffic. In other words, that probably comes from things like email campaigns that the site takes part in. You can see that 20% is from referrals. This is other sites that send traffic to via a link. They send traffic to Beyond Diet. Here you can see search. This is natural search. This is where the Google search engine sends traffic to the site. And here the biggie for this site is social. Almost 40% of all of their traffic comes from social. And social is obviously things like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, etc. Over here we have display adverts, which represents 14% of all of the traffic. And it's the 14% that we're going to be focusing on because this video is really how to analyze what your competitors are doing in terms of getting traffic from paid adverts. But we're also going to touch on the other things because it's all part of the traffic puzzle. Now, if we scroll down a little bit, you can see that 72% of visitors come from the United States, 7% from Canada. Referring sites, so these are sites, as I said before, that sends traffic to Beyond Diet, and you can see that you've got livestrong.com, eHow, myfitnesspal.com. These are probably all sites that are part of the Beyond Diet affiliate program. So it's in their interest to send traffic. Now this is quite interesting because if you're in the, for example, the weight loss niche and you decided you want to set up an affiliate program, then you could contact these companies and ask them if they would like to be affiliates for your program. If we go down a little bit further, you can see that search traffic represents 11.96% of all traffic that goes to the site. Interestingly, out of that 11.96%, 61% is from organic search. This is from the natural search results that Google serves up. 38% is from the paid search. That's 38% of this 11.96%. So let's just take a look at this. This is quite interesting. You'll see that the words that this particular site are ranking for is, first of all, Beyond Diet. Now, they're obviously not wanting to rank for Beyond Diet. This is just a case of people entering Beyond Diet into the Google search bar rather than www.beyonddiet.com. More importantly, though, you can see that they are ranking for low-carb diet, gluten-free food diet, and all of the others down here. Interestingly, on the other side, these are the keywords that they are actually paying for. So when somebody enters gluten-free diet into Google, for example, then Beyond Diet are paying for an advert to appear, normally on the right-hand side, but also on other sites that form part of the Google network. So the words that they are bidding on is gluten-free diet, low-carb diet, and diverticulitis. So all of these words here, they are paying money for. Social. So a massive 40% of traffic comes from social. Out of all of the social traffic out there, 94% of that 39% is from Facebook. So what I would do here if I was in the weight loss niche is I would go over to their Facebook page, and we can take a look at their Facebook page in a minute, and we can see what they're doing, and then I would simply model that in whatever niche I was in. Display advertising. So this is when it all gets very interesting, because there's an art and a science to display advertising. Basically what happens here is they are paying for adverts to display on the likes of Google search page and lots of other sites. The idea is they pay for an advert. The person who clicks on the advert goes over to their website, and a percentage of those people will buy their product. The game here is to make sure that you make more money through the sales of the products than you pay for the advertising. 14.71% of their traffic comes from paid adverts. And here's the interesting thing. You can see the top websites that's sending display traffic. You've got wikihow.com, youtube.com, buzzle.com, positivemed.com, MyDiet. They are placing adverts on these sites. So this is something, if you were in the weight loss niche, this is something that you could look at modeling also. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go over to the Wisdom website. Now, Wisdom is a great site. All you want to do is go to the Facebook Pages tab within Wisdom and then enter the website that you want to take a look at in here. And what this does is it searches for a Facebook page. So here we found the Beyond Diet Facebook page that has a very impressive 478,000 fans. That is up 7%. 30,000 people are talking about it, and that's an increase of 120% over the last 30 days. So something would tell me that they have really ramped up their marketing on Facebook. And why not? It's a fantastic place to market because that is where everybody is. You'll see the demographics here is that 90% of the people who are fans of Beyond Diet are women, and obviously 10% are men. You can see that 60% are married, and that 45% are over the age of 45. This information is really useful because if you decided you wanted to do some Facebook advertising, then you can target this age group and obviously this gender. Now, the more tightly that you target your audience, the cheaper your clicks are. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go on to the final site, which is my favorite site, which is called Eyespionage. We enter the URL into the search bar and we're going to click on United States. You can also do the same for the other countries if you wish. So let's take a look at the summary. You can see that last month they had an estimated spend of between $35,000 and $46,000 on pay-per-click adverts. That is how much they are spending on paid adverts. The amount of clicks that those adverts generated was between 7,000 and 8,000. The average position was 4. So if, for example, you go into Google and you enter in a term they've bought, then their advert will appear number 4. And the Google pay-per-click keywords, the amount of keywords they are buying on Google is 830. The amount they're buying on Bing and Yahoo is 3 times as many, almost. It's 2,000. And this is probably because words are cheaper on Bing and Yahoo than they are on Google right now. Okay, again, you'll see there are spikes in July. That's what we predicted. And if we drill down, you'll take a look at, this is interesting. This is, again, confirmation of the keywords that they are bidding on for their pay-per-click campaigns. Okay, so if we take a look at the top keywords that they are buying, you'll see that they're bidding on words like sugar-free diets for weight loss, which is a long tail keyword. And you'll see they're only paying 5 cents for that phrase. The amount of times that people search on that is only 110 times per month. And that's probably why they're only paying 5 cents for that. But they have been running that advert for 276 days. So, over time, that's generating enough traffic, no doubt, to justify doing it. If you look at some of the higher search volume words, you've got gluten-free diet, which is searched a massive 246,000 times, and that's probably why they're paying 91 cents for that particular keyword. And so you can see the amount of search terms there are down there, what they're purchasing, and how long they've been running the campaign for. Now, the reason why this line down here is quite important is because obviously it's a campaign that's working for them. If it wasn't working, then they would have stopped it after a few days. So you can see they've got an advert here, ideal ketosis diet plan, beyonddiet.com, and then the copy that they're using. You can see the keywords that they are using to trigger that particular advert, and you can see the destination URL they're sending their visitors to. You can see how much they're paying for that advert. In other words, it's 5 cents per click, and the amount of days that they've been running that advert. So this is obviously an advert that is generating revenue for them, certainly a lot more revenue than it is costing them. The final thing I want to do is to show you the destination URL, because driving traffic is only half of the equation. The other half of the equation is where that traffic is going to. So when somebody clicks on that link, they're going to be taken to this page. And here we have a video, and we have some copy here, and then a link to the buy now page. Okay, so it's a beautiful site, it's wonderfully marketed, and it certainly deserves to have achieved all of the success that it has achieved. So I hope that you find this information useful, and I hope you can find a way to apply it to your own sector. Now, I'd really appreciate it if you found this information valuable. Then I'd love it if you could just leave a comment saying how you found it valuable in the comments box below. If you've got any other information that you'd like to add to this, then fantastic. And if you know of anybody who's looking to drive more traffic to their offer, then please feel free to share this link. Once again, thank you very much for listening. This is Paul from Productize with Paul, and I'll speak to you again soon.